Catalan. Turn this finish up. Some through the turns, ready, here. Hold tuned in, bring your coffee over here. Dial in, yeah, you know how do this community wake up with news you can use.
Community wake up, morning show. Charles and Damali on the go. News right now. Break it down, put it in your lifestyle.
Charles got the head straight, never holler. Damali got the game plan, move to follow. Traffic in the weather popping at the school from the block to the boardroom. Keep you in the loop.
Community wake up, morning show. Charles and Damali on the go. News right now. Break it down, put it in your lifestyle.
From the porch to the car, hustle, keep it light, real. The hometown muscle, turn it, let the whole crew know. You rockin' with the community, wake up, morning show.
Welcome to the Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali. Good morning. I am Charles.
And I'm Damali.
And we are here to deliver news you can use, culture, and conversation that moves the community forward every single day.
So today our theme is mental wellness. We'll be providing listeners with valuable information about the theme and what it means to community. The goal is to inform, empower, and connect community.
Hey, and the vision and the mission is to build a stronger, smarter, more engaged community. Welcome to the show right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, home of Black Wall Street on Greenwood. It's currently 52 degrees in Tulsa, 2 minutes after the hour, and it's feeling pretty good outside. And I don't know, today it didn't look as bright as it looked yesterday. So I don't know what's going on with that daylight saving time thing, but we're doing all right, y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning in on NYCU.FM radio station. You're also locked in on KBOB 89.9 FM, where we get to tell our story our way. And don't forget about the Juice Radio Show, which is our youth program where we allow high schoolers to come into this Black media space, and they're able to travel. They're able to do things locally, and every now and then they go abroad. So go to 1216 North Lansing Avenue, Suite D, to see Uncle Bobby E. Tunton. You know what I'm talking about, y'all? But anyway, go see Uncle Bobby about the Juice Radio Show. But you're also locked in on YouTube, the official World One Development news that you can use. But you got the best seat in the house. You're live in studio with us, sis Damali. It's Thursday. It's Thankful Thursday. It's close to the weekend. It's pre-weekend. It's the pre-game show. It's Baby Friday and all of the above. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm here and I'm in the building. That's all I can say about today.
You showed up. You present.
I'm present. I'm present in the room. So today we're going to have a really good show. We're going to talk about something, mental wellness. That is going to, a huge topic in our community. And it's so funny because I was just saying yesterday that a lot of times that we're giving these themes, I'm preaching to myself. And, mental wellness sometimes it, can be a challenge for us in community because there are a lot of things that come against your mental wellness. And sometimes we don't know how to deal with those things. And, trying to figure out just where you can go and who can help you with those issues and those situations. And it doesn't mean you're crazy. People think, because I got a few problems, or life and slap me around, a couple of times, that makes me crazy. It don't make you crazy. It just, means that maybe there's something that you need help with understanding as to why people feel like they can do what they do to you, or talk to you certain ways, or act certain ways, or just become certain ways. So mental wellness is a thing. And, protecting your mental wellness is a thing. So we're going to talk about that today, but we're also going to talk about a couple of other things as well. One of the things that we're going to talk about is the NBA.
Uh-oh.
Everybody decided they didn't want to go home.
Yeah, not right now.
In the Lakers game, the Rockets end up coming out with a win.
Hey.
Yeah,
hey.
So with the Lakers and the Rockets. Then over with the Magic and the Pistons pulled out. We ain't going home either.
Yeah, it's hard to kill a man. You can't just show up at a man's house and take him out. But I can tell you it was some great games last night. But you know what it is? You got to always remember, if your team is in it or out. Now, if you're out, don't worry about it. You're fishing already. But if you're still in it, remember, it's called a playoff series. who gets to 4 games first. So it don't matter if you go up 3-0, it don't matter if it's 2, it don't matter. Because here's the thing, we say it all the time, it's not over until the fat lady sing, and they won't let the fat lady in the building. They won't let her in the building in Houston, and they will not let her in the building down there in Detroit. And I love to see that because it's called competition. Because a lot of times in life, people count you out. But here you go, coming up out the smoke, rising up like the phoenix, and you find a way to get back in the game. When you think about our history and what we've been through, we've been doing that all of our lives, finding a way to fight back, finding a way to get back into the game. But a huge piece of that, which is a conversation we got to have in community, is our mental wellness. Because as the mind go, so do you.
And so in the Raptors and the Cavaliers series, they were 2-2. Well, now the Cavaliers said, we going for it. So they didn't pull out a stop last night. So I was like, man, nothing happened that I thought was going to happen last night. Nothing. Nothing happened. But it's okay. It's all good. Like you said.
I'm telling you what did happen. The Oklahoma City Thunder. See, the Oklahoma City Thunder said we didn't have no time for none of this stuff. We ain't got time for foolishness. And that's what a champion does. But the thing is, they are the number 1 team in the league. So they did nothing less than what we thought they were going to do. But these other teams, they're in the fight because they're a little bit closer in competition and talent and all of that. So I hope your team is doing good and you can continue to enjoy the NBA. Damali, who you still got to win it all?
Of course, the Thunder. Duh.
You still ain't scared of Wemby?
Nope.
7'6".
Nope, not scared.
He part of the mom.
Not scared.
Steven joined them down there. He been winning the crown 3 days in a row. You still not afraid?
Listen, it's the finals.
And it's his team.
It's the finals.
It's the finals?
It's the finals.
So you think
I'm not afraid.
So it's going to boil down to who in your mind? Now that you've been watching.
No, I mean, I think the Thunder going to go all the way, period, point blank. That's it. End of story. But we going to see. We shall see.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we shaking up in the NBA. We want to remind you guys, today is the day. Finally, the day has arisen.
It has arisen.
Right. So today is the day that we will be celebrating a new chapter, a historic legacy right here in our very own Greenwood district. The Greenwood Entrepreneurship at Moton is going to have their ribbon cutting ceremony today at 10 o'clock. I'm mentioning it on the front end because, as we get to the back end, sometimes we might run out a little bit of time, but
on the front end.
Want to make sure on the front end that you understand that at 10 o'clock today, there's going to be a small program and a ribbon cutting at Jim, which is located at 609 East Pine Street. Then at 11 o'clock, there's going to be a community activation and the Black Wall Street Liquid Lounge is back.
The Liquid.
I am so excited about that as well. So, anybody who can join us today, please do so.
Right.
Come over and see Jim. Come over and support because it's going to be great. We've already got a sneak peek, but all the furniture wasn't in there yet. So I'm really excited to see what furniture's in there. And I want to see what artwork they got in there because we had a little conversation about this artwork because I was concerned, but we going to see what they got up in there. So, really excited about that. So, if you guys can come and partake, please join us today at 10 o'clock. Of course, we're going to be there. We're going to be doing video. We're going to be taking pictures all over the place. So, you know what to expect when we show up somewhere. So make sure that you guys are in attendance.
One thing I love about Greenwood, Damali, is one thing I've learned and understand. I've been living in Tulsa since 2000, so I'm 26 years in the game. Whenever Greenwood get ready for a party, people dress up and they show up and they show out. And starting out with you done got on your coat today. You got your labeled up. You got your wake up. You got your lipstick on, the line of the eye, the tire. It's an aroma. It smell good in here. See, on Greenwood, that Black Wall Street
it don't smell good every day.
It smell better today. Now it smell all right. It was smelling all right yesterday, but it's an upgrade on Greenwood. So remember, y'all, if you travel, you're not from here, remember that Black Wall Street, that blueprint, that way of life, that all the millionaires they had, the residue is still there. Just know that. So if you show up today, throw on something. You see Damali, she already ready. You don't even want to see the shoes. You just see from here up, So come out, and I can tell you this, Damali, I've been seeing it all over social media. So if you want to do us a favor, first you just click this show so everybody will know. But number two, if you see the flyer that we've been posting, share it with somebody. And like Damali said, the beauty of us loving y'all, if you local, national, or international can't make it, guess what? we gonna go live.
Yes.
So y'all
and
stay tapped in.
one other thing that's happening today, and shout out to my mama. I don't know if she's
Keeping
on
you
yet,
on it.
but shout out to her. I went over there yesterday, and she was ranting and raving about our show on yesterday. She said she had such a great time watching the pastors Todd's, and just listening to them. Well, of course, she loves Brenda, and Pastor Brenda Todd loves her too. So that's one of her favorites, and she even told me about a story how she had a CD that she had bought at some conference that Pastor Brenda had done like years ago. And she said, I think I must have burnt the CD up because I can't I don't have it no more. But so shout out to Mama, thank you for letting us know that, because your feedback is very important to us and very critical to us, and that helps us decide who to have on the show and who to have in here to share information with you. But as you know, the Gap Standards Conference is going to be starting today as well. So I'm like, listen, it's a lot of stuff going on in the city. So if you are saying they ain't nothing to do, come on, man. There's so much to do. You just got to get tapped in.
And if you ain't tapped in, all you got to do is listen to Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali, Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. to get all the tea. How they do it like this, all the tea, little stuff, whatever they do. Some is always something new.
Yes.
1 minute was this.
Yeah.
Nine's this. And then 9 to be, I'm waiting for this to come out.
Oh, God.
Okay, I'm going to let that go.
Leave it alone.
But how good was it, though, to have two people to tell their story? It wasn't just about them doing the Gap Standard Conference coming up for the next 3 days. It was them telling a story of how they went to school and went to college, and one from Alabama, one from Louisiana. They came together, they loved each other, and all of a sudden, who had a plan for them?
Yes, the Lord had a plan.
The Lord had a plan for them, and that plan that the Lord put them on has kept them together for 45 years.
It's a long time.
45 years in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's hard to stay married for 45 days, but 45 years, we got to take our hat off to them. And how long you been knowing this family?
I can't even remember. Look, all the boys were young. They were young. And so now Pastor Todd is a pastor, and Brentum is in the mayor's office. They're doing Grayson, they're all grown now. Man, and when she said she had 10 grandkids, I'm like, when?
I know. I need to find all these grandkids.
I know. I miss some kids.
Now, I got about 4 or 5.
Well,
that's true. About 4. That's half right there already.
Oh, and Brentum just had. Okay, so I guess that makes sense. Okay, if you start tabulating, I'm like, oh, okay.
Start putting the numbers together. You're like, oh, okay. But it was amazing to have our own platforms with that kind of show where we can really share, because it depends on what family members show up at your house, the type of conversation that you will have. And I love to be able to have the freedom, to do that, because I know it was a blessing to many, many. I mean, it was a blessing to us.
Yeah.
As well. They done prayed for the wake up, the numbers up a little bit. We normally had 5 or 6, we had 7, 33. They don't let me say nothing. They might drop on us. But anyway, they prayed for our show. They prayed for the women. They prayed for the men. They prayed for our community. And they just prayed for people's peace of mind, because they said, what the money for such a time as this. And I think we all needed that. So, hey, look.
As a matter of fact, so the conference starts today, and it goes through May 2nd, and it's going to be at Transformation Church located at 10441 South Regal Boulevard over in Bixby. So, you guys oblige yourself, because they're going to be praying 12 hours of prayer is what I heard.
From 8 to 8. Are you gonna try? You gonna try to make it today?
I'm gonna try to get over.
I'm gonna try now.
I need some prayer.
The mama says she's gonna peep in and peep out. So if you see somebody head sitting there just shaking, yeah, Lord, and you don't even get to see her body, just her head, because she's. I shouldn't have said that. She said,
"Why?
I'm just saying,
Jesus.
Sometimes the praise break is only in the head, because women when they wig go woo.
Thank God I don't have on a wig.
You don't have on a wig, so the one thing that ain't gonna come off.
No,
but nevertheless. No. Just be like Damali. Just if you can only stick your head in, stick your head in, let them post them all on you and get on up out of there. But I'm gonna try to pull up myself today too, because the thing about it, life can get busy, all these things can happen. But today our theme is mental wellness. And a lot of times that spiritual side of your life is what'll pull you through.
Mama, and Pastor Brenda says she want to see your face in the place. So I'm gonna have to come pick you up. So go on ahead and get ready.
Don't call Mama out. At this point, Mama gonna open up the doors. She welcome. to come to
Yes,
that time. But anyway,
exactly. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our affirmation out of the way, and then we have a couple things to talk about before we jump off into our topic. Okay, so y'all ready for the morning affirmation? So let's breathe in and breathe out, and breathe in and breathe out. So, of course, we've said our theme this morning is mental wellness. So, we're talking about mental wellness and protecting your peace. So, what it says is, my mental health is a priority, and I protect my peace. So, let's break that down. The first part says, my mental health is a priority. That means you place your emotional and mental well-being at the top of your list, not last. It looks like paying attention to how you feel, taking care of stress before it builds up, seeking help when needed, and making decisions that support your well being. Your mind matters just as much as anything else. The next part says, and I protect. Protecting means being intentional and proactive. It includes setting boundaries, limiting negativity, choosing what you will allow in your space, and being mindful of your energy and environment. You don't allow everything or everyone access to you. And then the last thing says, my peace. Peace is your sense of calm, stability, and emotional balance. Protecting your peace may mean walking away from unnecessary conflict, choosing rest when needed, surrounding yourself with positive influences, and letting go of what you can't control. You choose calm over chaos. The bigger message is this. This affirmation reminds us that mental health requires attention. Peace requires boundaries, and well being requires intention. Because when you protect your peace, you show up better for yourself, your family, and your community. And when individuals prioritize mental wellness, communities become healthy, stronger, and more supportive. And this has been this morning's affirmation on mental wellness.
you know what, Damali? I think finally on the Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali, we're able to have the real conversations that we should have been having these conversations a long time ago.
Agreed.
Wish we could have had these conversations when we was kids.
Yeah.
Now,
Agreed.
Grandma, we had some conversations with Grandma and Grandpa and all of that, but we just end up growing up in a time what goes on in this house does what?
Stays in the house.
Stays in the house. But here's the problem. There was a whole lot going on in the house.
Right.
You know what I mean? And a lot of things that was going on in the house is what hurt our mental health.
Right.
Our mental wellness and all of those things. So let me ask you, Damali, because we all are just human every day.
Mhm.
When did you realize mental wellness was important? Because sometimes we all just kind of go through life in school and you're doing all that. But when was the first time you realized, man, this mental wellness, this head is very important for me to make sure that it's okay?
I think it's an ongoing process. I don't think that, because I believe that sometimes you rock through life just trying to get the things done, get the
Right.
stuff checked off the list, just checking all the boxes. And you don't realize that, the way people treat you, the way people talk, you feel bad on the inside because people talk to you crazy, people treat you crazy, people say stuff to you that's negative, and you try to just slide on through life and keep on doing it with a smile on your face and not let it put you in a position where you're frowning and walking around looking like sometimes bishops say you puffed up like a bullfrog.
Puffed up
You
like a
don't
bullfrog.
want to be puffed up like a bullfrog. And I think that people take your kindness for a weakness. You do, and you go out of your way. And I'll just say that that's true for me in a lot of different situations and circumstances. I do a lot for people. I do a lot to help people. And I just think that sometimes I don't get back what I put out. But then again, that's on me, because now I got to realize that no matter how much you do, people are never going to be happy and they ain't never going to be satisfied. So at the end of the day, you've got to protect your own mental wellness, and you got to figure out what that looks like. And sometimes it hurts to have to change your circle, or it hurts to have to change your situation, because you just can't, people are not respecting your boundaries and people are not respecting you. So I think that, sometimes we don't even realize it until things blow up. And then once things blow up, you're like, dang, I've been, feeling this way for quite a long time, and it just hasn't been addressed. So I think we've got to, just steadily try to think about and always remember if there's I think somebody used to tell me all the time, you've got to teach people how to treat you. And I think sometimes we let it slide, and we keep letting it slide, and then then we have a blow up moment, and those are those moments when somebody might go get a gun and go shoot up some,
Right.
because you don't know how people are processing the mistreatment that they feel like they've had, and for however long they've had it. So I think it's if you are feeling like you're in one of those situations, then go get help. It doesn't make you crazy because you decide you need to go get help. Seek help before something devastating happens to community and to yourself.
Hey, a question again is, when did you realize, because like I said, I feel like it's important in our community to have this conversation, but maybe you just want to say something about what you think about mental wellness. But then my question again is, when did you realize that your mental wellness was important to you? I'll say for me, I would think about when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times what we do as an adult is just the aftermath of everything else. So I can remember growing up, and some of the basic things, if you're hungry, if your lights get turned off, if you can't wear what the other kids wear, if you can't get the haircut, if you're a girl and you can't get your hair braids, you can't be cute, or the way you built, the way you look, something that's going on with your family, you have less than, or it could be a myriad of things. And kids can be cruel at times, and sometimes even adults. So people tease you, they bully you, they mess with you as a kid, and sometimes you could be the black sheep of the family. You know what I mean? So even internally in your own home, the people look at you as you mama's favorite. Oh, you daddy's favorite. Oh, you daddy's girl. We don't count. So a lot of the stuff that happens with people mentally, it starts right in their own home before they ever even leave, and then you're dealing with it at home. Then you get to school, and that's a whole different deck of cards that you got to deal with. And then you work. So I'm just thinking that for me, I think that having people you can talk to, and I think what helped me was having this older gentleman that I mentioned all the time named Willie Slaughter. And he used to tell me, because I was a different kind of kid, he said, you just dance to the beat of your own drum. Because I think I've been like that like all my life, but it still don't allow you to get away from making sure your mental wellness is good. So I can say for me, I think it was young with me, and it probably came from not having what other people had, feeling like, okay, Lord, I think you forgot about me, because where's the car? The roof is leaking. We out here fighting, shooting, cussing. There's all kind of chaos going on. But at the end of the day, I can say, even though I was thinking those things as a child, I still kept my faith. I kept striving. I kept going forward. I got to the point where I didn't make excuses, and I just kept finding a way to try to make it to where I am today. But the question still remains, because here's the thing, Damali, you can deal with your mental situations all of your life,
right,
and never get a chance to get beyond it. And I feel like that's just turmoil. So I think it might be a good time to go to the live. The one, give some shout outs, but two, we talking about a very important topic, mental wellness, and we want to know what it means to our community when we talk about that.
So Dr. Cousin Tamika is on. She's watching.
Happy Friday, pre-Friday something.
Right. She ain't said here we go. So Uncle Brian says, good morning. The champ is here.
The champ is in the building.
So Dr. Tamika Cousin, she says, good morning, y'all. I'm resetting in Oklahoma City right now, but I'll see y'all in a bit. Let's go. So I'm pretty sure that means she's coming to gym.
She pulling up at the gym.
And let's see who else. Prentice is watching.
Prentice, welcome to the show.
Pearlie Newton says, good morning, family. Rosalind Williams, she is on. Good morning, Roz. How are you?
Let's go.
John Prince is watching.
What's up, John? Welcome to the show.
Richie says, good morning, everyone.
Cousin Richie.
Uncle Brian says the subject of mental wellness is very real. Since 2022, they have had 7 murder-suicides. Ooh. So we have a serious problem. That is absolutely correct. And that's what I talk about when people hit their boiling point. When people just, get to the point where they're just like, you know what? I'm done. I've had enough. That's it. And, and they just handle it in an inappropriate way. Mom is watching. She got eyeballs and hearts and eyeballs.
Hearts and eyeballs.
Yes. Jeremiah Blackwell is watching.
What's going on, Maestro?
He says,
in the building.
He says, morning, village.
Hey.
Beverly Scott, girl, where you been?
Girl, where you been? You know we looking for you.
Okay.
She said she been watching the show after the show. You know what I'm
Okay.
Sometimes,
Well, that's
and she
okay.
still have her popcorn. She still eat her popcorn.
That's all right.
Beverly,
you can do
welcome
that.
to the show. You can still do it.
Okay. Cousin Pearlie says, when I listened to the pastors, I felt like I had been to church. Ain't that it? I was like, dang, where's the offering plate?
Yeah, we had the church version.
Yes.
Community Wake Up Morning show on yesterday.
But I can tell you this: if Pastor Brenda Todd is in the place, you gonna have church.
You ain't gonna have no other choice. And
No
here's
other
the thing:
choice.
if you think you felt it through the phone, I ain't gonna judge how much you felt it. But we was right in front of this boom and sound system.
Yes.
And man, it kept resetting us.
Yes.
You know, and it and the way she look at you, I mean, she bring it to you and she makes sure you all right. So she did us all a great favor on her and Pastor Tommy Todd as well.
Yes. Uncle Brian said yesterday's show is proof positive. You need to increase the show to 3 hours. Uncle Brian, stop it.
Yeah, give us 1 year first. Let's get 1 year on that belt because
make sure we got this under control.
I gotta give a shout out to our producer yesterday too, because he was navigating them cameras, boy. Yesterday, Pastor, she started preaching and stuff, and he ran out the door, ran back. He said, "Lord, I got one of your first ones out here," and it was a back and forth thing. But he was splitting the screen and doing this and doing that. But he made sure that our audience got a good experience from the Wake Up Show, having our special guests. And I just want to give them some kudos for being able to do that real time.
Yeah,
you know, real time bring out the real time. Because some people sit there and be like, man, this woman is rocking and rolling me. I don't know what to do. Steven started running around. He started getting people water pouring stuff. He had the holy oil. He had set up a spot to go to the altar, which y'all need an altar because I think I might be on the altar. You know? Right. So it was a good time.
Let's see. Mom said, thanks, daughter Damali. You're welcome, Mom. I don't know what I said, but you're welcome. Beverly Scott says, good morning and blessings to all.
Absolutely.
Uncle Bobby says, I was born in Moton and my mother, Ruby Eaton, headed up the x-ray department for 30 years.
Come on.
That's what I'm saying. This is historic. They repurposed a building that is so iconic in our community. Y'all got to go see it. 10 o'clock.
Was you born at Moton too?
No.
You weren't, but that was before your time?
No, that was before my time. No,
before your time.
It's at St. John.
If you was born in Moton, let us know. If your people work there. I know First Lady Joyce Cooper
was born at
Moton.
Yep, she sure was. John Prince says, great morning, family. Black Wall Street Rally 2026.
You'll know John ready.
Ready.
See, John's so tall, he can see you from afar. You don't even be at the rally yet. And John's so tall, you ain't even made it. You be like 2 miles from the rally. I see you, man. What's going on, baby? Come on up here. I got your ticket ready for you. What's up, John?
Laura Roberts said, share with 5 friends this morning. Thank you, Laura. Man, come on.
Hey, thank you, Laura. Now, that's called being a good example.
Our
you know we're going to see
here.
it 10 times.
Okay. Brenda Harbin is watching.
Miss Brenda Harbin, welcome to the show. Look, Damali, I'm going to tell you something. I appreciate the people that consistently watch us every day.
Yeah.
It means a lot to us. So whenever y'all share it with somebody, or you click share on your Facebook, or you text your friends, hey, check it out, because here's the thing, Damali, we know this show is going to go deeper and deeper. You're going to see some people on our show that you're going to be shocked and surprised. Our phones are ringing. Everybody want to come to the show, but y'all going to get the first seat. Y'all the lower listeners, what you want to call it?
The lower
so
listeners,
anytime y'all want to come in, especially if you get with mom and get some bread, then
don't start with the bread.
Bread and chocolate milk, coffee, tea. What I'll go with? What you take with your mama's bread?
I just eat it. I just sit there and just eat it and put butter on it and just eat it.
And let that butter melt. Let's go before the Lord with the butter.
No,
we ain't gonna do that right
now.
now.
No, not right now. So Brenda says, good morning, radio family and community.
Hey.
Brenda says, good morning.
Good morning.
Uncle Brian says, that's a beautiful affirmation. Thank you so much. Teresa, it's my sister Teresa's watching. She says, Grand Rising community.
Welcome to the show.
Let's see who else is on. Uncle Brian says BA is the city. What? The city something suicide in the area had the most murder suicides. What? Broken Arrow did?
Yeah. Think about the news.
Oh, wow.
And you know what? Let me tell you what throws me off, Uncle Brian and Damali. What throws me off is when I see them, they in these ginormous mansion looking houses.
Yeah, for real.
And so I said, okay. So one thing I know real quick, Damali, money is not the answer.
Nope.
Because most of the time when I see these murder suicides, the house is 5,000 square feet, nice cars in the thing. They've been together for 30, 45, 50,000 years.
And 50,000.
It seemed like 50,000, you know. And then sometime in Broken Arrow, you see where the kids, you know, like, I don't want to wait on that inheritance. You know, kids, if your parents done built that, wait for a minute. Do not take your parents out
That's right.
Damali can think of now. That's a mental wellness situation. When do you get to where you go, you know what? Y'all ain't getting out of here fast enough. So I'm gonna take y'all out so I can inherit everything.
That's crazy.
Think about that, Damali. The kind of world we live in that I just want to have access to what you built. And you my parents, you my bloodline.
Yes.
But I prefer to and they always get caught. Look, let me tell y'all something now. It's cameras everywhere. You pretty much not gonna get away with anything. Somebody gonna see you. So just take a minute.
Give them 5 minutes. They gonna find you.
I'm sure most parents are willing to do whatever they can do for you. But you still got to put in some work.
Got to.
You know, for whatever it took your parents to accumulate, it's sacrificing that. It's blood, sweat, and tears, and whatever it is that you see that your parents have. And like I said, it's no shortcut to the top.
Yep.
So the one thing I want y'all not to do not take your parents out for their money.
That's right.
Man.
Nobody. Not even just
well, you don't want to take out nobody, but I'm just saying, when you take out your mom and dad, the people that brought you here and took care of you all of your life, that hits a little different.
Yep.
Can you imagine being at home and your own kid pull out a gun?
No.
Can you? No. I bet parents be like this. Boy, go sit down. Girl, go sit down. Boom.
You're like,
I bet it happened because you would never believe that someone would do that. But Uncle Brian, you bring about a great point.
Uncle Brian is crazy. So cousin Shanita Good is on. She says, good morning. Looking forward to the affordable home ownership bus tour this weekend. We're going to talk about that at the end of the show.
Yeah.
And then Uncle Brian said, people can't handle being broke. We were born broke, so it's just another day for us.
Look, that's the thing about us. Now, you do got some robbers and some jackers out there. But for the most part, we are so accustomed to dealing with not having enough.
Yes.
And it don't destroy our peace. We don't want to take your stuff. It's just like we can just make the adjustments that we need because man, happiness is in your mental.
Yes.
It's all about your perspective of how you're looking at things. I think about it all the time. I'm like, it's not what's going on in my life. It's always just how I look at it. Because it don't matter if it's good, bad, or indifferent. It still depends on how is my mental doing, because you see people that have it all, but guess what? They want more. Then you see other people that don't have nowhere near as much as what other people have, but they got so much love and they kind and they share with people. So that's why the mental wellness component of our lives, especially in 2026, is critically important.
Absolutely. So I'm going to give you guys some breaking news. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but if you haven't, then this is some news. And this is why we say we need to be paying attention.
Right.
Now is not the time to bury your head in the sand. We need to be paying attention because some of the very the rights that we have had, they're being stripped away from us right up under our nose, and we are not paying attention.
Right.
So if you didn't know, the U.S. Supreme Court just made a few major landmark decisions about the Voting Rights Act of 1965.
Right.
But the most important that we're talking about today is the Shelby County versus Holder. In Shelby County versus Holder, it's a 2013 case. The court ruled that a key part of voting rights called Section 4B was outdated and unconstitutional.
Let me say this, Damali. I think it's a great time to say this is when you take notes. This is when you share the live.
Yes.
These kind of things are the real purpose of the show.
Yes.
Fun, laughter, the feud, and all that is great. But these are the things, these are the reasons why we're really doing the show, because these things that we got to know and our kids need to know, our family, our church, and friends. So when you get this, share this with somebody.
Yes.
Go ahead, Damali.
So this section was decided which states and areas had a history of discrimination and therefore had to follow special rules. That's what this section is all about. Because Section 4B was struck down, another part called Section 5 called the pre-clearance basically stopped working. So 4B, if you have 4B, then Section 5 go together, right? But if 4B is gone, then 5 goes away. So pre-clearance meant that certain states had to get federal approval before changing voting laws, like voter ID rules, polling locations, or district maps. So the court's reasoning was that the formula used to identify those states were based on old data from the 1960s and 70s. They said the times had changed, so Congress needed a new updated formula.
In 2026.
In 2026.
Okay.
So what this means in plain language.
Let me say this. Preach.
Before the ruling, some states had to ask for permission first before changing voting rights.
Right.
So you had to get permission first from the federal government.
Some governance.
Yes. After this ruling, those same states can now change voting laws without federal approval first.
Uh-oh.
So what that means for communities, and here's why it matters on the ground, is because one, changes can happen faster. States and local governments can move polling places, they can change voting hours, or they can create or change ID requirements without getting approval from the federal government first. Second, more responsibility on communities. Instead of stopping unfair laws before they happen, communities now have to challenge them after the fact. That means you got to go to court,
right?
Which means that's time, that's money, and that's organization. And sometimes we don't have any of those things, right? Number three, potential for unequal impact. Some communities, especially historically marginalized groups, may face new barriers to voting more quickly, having fewer protections up front. And then the fourth thing is local awareness matters more than ever because changes can happen at the state or local level. It's important for people to stay informed about local voting rules. Community organizations often play a bigger role in education and advocacy. So the bottom line is this: the court didn't eliminate the Voting Rights Act entirely, but it removed a key safeguard that prevented discrimination before it happens. So in simple terms, the system shifted from protect first,
right,
to challenge later.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. We got to pay attention, y'all.
Yeah. And here's another thing that I'll just drop this little nugget and I'll move on. A very important thing to always look at is whenever you have a sitting president, look at what judges they appoint and how many. Supreme Court judges, regular judges, any judge. Just go Google it yourself because that's going to let you see more of what's going on and why. You make some promises over here, then you seat certain people in certain position. They think and act like you think and act. Next thing you know, you're trying to go vote. You can't even vote.
Yep.
And who you going to go talk to? Ghostbusters? So the bottom line is we got to find a way to be engaged in this process. And Damali, if nobody never thought about it, now you can understand what those leaders did before us and why they was doing it,
the marching,
and why they marched, and why they was going to the Capitol, and why they was doing those things. And like I said, the first day it was 1,500 million executive orders. Now them executive orders have to go through a process, but think about it, Damali. It was 1,500 executive orders. Next day another two. I mean, it was just executive order, and the bottom line, I can say, a brother was trying to do what he said he was going to do. Now, whether it go through or not, maybe not. But this, what Damali just read, is showing that they are slipping through the crack, and you really need to be aware. Because I had to call. I won't say who I had to call, but I tried to go vote. I was waiting on my sticker. My hand was right there. They got my little ID. They probably already knew. They was going. They got right there and went, this is not your voting spot. You vote on June 3rd. See you later.
Yeah, get out of here.
This is how I was doing, Damali.
Get out of here, man.
Look, I done graduated from college. I vote. I always vote. I'm on the road. All of that stuff. Right. But at the end of the day, it let me know. But this is how I looked at it. It was like, aha. This is what people talking about.
Got me. Yeah.
So if it's deadlines coming up in July of when you need to make sure you're doing what you need to do, you need to go to the DMV, and Damali and I are going to do politics 101.
Yes.
And when we do politics 101, it'll be a series, but we start from the president and we come all the way down to the city. Each
local
position,
officials,
each title, names, numbers, responsibilities, and all of that. And I think that's probably going to be our most powerful series that we're going to do on Community Wake Up.
Absolutely.
Because it's going to allow people, we're going to explain it in a way that everybody can understand. Now, what you want to do with it, that's on you, but we have to do that. So appreciate that breaking news. So now we can get back.
Okay, and got one more thing before we get started. So Uncle Brian wanted to talk about the Oklahoma State Question 832.
Right.
So for those of you who don't know, we'll just talk about this really quickly. Oklahoma State Question 832 is a proposed ballot measure in Oklahoma that would raise the state's minimum wage.
Right.
Right now, Oklahoma follows the federal minimum wage of $7.25 per hour.
You know what? I didn't even know what minimum wage was, but at the same time, it's still $7.
Well, this is the thing. I don't even remember. I remember when I minimum wage when I started working, it was $3.35 an hour, and I thought I was rich. I hit the jackpot because I had $3.35 an hour. So at $7.25, you know, but in today's time, $7.25 is not enough money to sustain a family.
I don't even know where you work and make $7.25 an hour. What is it? What kind of job is that? Where they do that at?
Any kind of, I mean, you know,
most
there's a lot of jobs. Most
9,
jobs,
10, but most jobs. You said most.
I mean, there are a lot of jobs that are $7.25 an hour.
I say that if our minimum wage is $7.25, that's a disgrace.
It is.
I can say that because what you gonna pay for with that? Mm-hmm. Can you buy some eggs? You can work for an hour. You can't even buy some eggs. You can't even buy some Frosted Flakes. What we doing, Damali? I mean, we this community wake up morning show. It's $7.24 enough.
You don't work Frosted Flakes, and look, I love Tony the Tiger. Don't play with me.
You can't buy some Frosted Flakes. Oh, you don't work for an hour. You can't eat cereal.
I can't eat cereal.
I mean,
I can get cereal, but I can't get milk.
Well, I'm just saying, whether it's federal,
state,
so or city or local, Damali, at the end of the day, our leadership got to do better.
Man,
it's bad. Here's the thing. Here's the reality of it. Mm-hmm. When 1% of the population has 99% of the wealth,
that's crazy.
Then that lets you know the times in which we live in. Think about it one more time. 1% of the people, got 99% of the wealth. You know how you get that done? By letting minimum wage be $7.25 an hour. That is just embarrassing. And people can look at you, your lawmakers, with a straight face. Right. And they got all these backroom deals going on, all these lobbyist deals going on, all these major contracts. And if you call them, guess what they're going to charge you an hour? About $500.
$500
You call a good attorney, how much is going to cost you an hour?
Oh, yeah. You talking $500.
You call the CPA.
An hour.
I mean, where you going? If you try to go see the doctor, your copay $50. You gotta wait for. You gotta wait a day. You gotta work a day to go see your doctor.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna get off my soapbox with that.
Listen,
but anyway, come on.
So real quick, Laura said, if you think that the community level doesn't matter, read The Killers of the Flower Moon, and you'll realize why the federal government had to step in. I'm sure there are some more books about this. And this is the only one that I just read. John Cornelius is watching.
Hey, welcome to the show, John Cornelius.
Teresa said, just like he said, the KKK is not a terrorist group anymore. Okay. Let that sink in. Laura said, you can't even pay bills at $10 an hour.
You can't pay nothing. You can't.
So let me go back over here to this. So what this measure proposes in simple terms is, if passed, it would increase minimum wage in steps, not all at once. Okay, right. So it'll move towards a higher hourly rate, often discussed around $15 an hour over years. So yeah, we're going to baby step it up, even though inflation just goes from here today and up there tomorrow. Right. Okay, but that makes sense. All right, yeah. And so they're going to apply. It's going to apply to most workers across the state. So people earning minimum wage would make more money. Businesses would have to pay workers more, and the cost of goods and services could change as a result.
Let me ask you this. It's been times I've seen them propose for minimum wage, which makes sense to me, would be like $15 an hour. I was like, I thought it was already there, but it's not. No, and that's like double. But like Lori said, what $7.20? So you're making about 50 some dollars a day. So I think that's like a post-slavery salary.
So that's what Mom said. $7.25 is slave wages, is what Mom said.
Mom, see there? I picked up on your signal. That's like you barely out of slave, like you're really working for free. Because guess what? Where you gonna get gas from? How you gonna feed your family? What bill you gonna pay? Where you gonna go? But when you have people that's in office and they done became millionaires, but the best I can do for you is $7.25 an hour. That's why voting is so important. Because trust me, if you put the right people in office, whoever that is, we ain't gonna never tell you who to vote for.
Right.
But this is where those things come into play. You just can't have anybody in office.
Uncle Brian says it's been $7.25 for about 30 plus years.
That's what I'm saying.
918 Mobile Notary. Hey, y'all. They said minimum wage was $4.75 in the 90s when I was a teenager.
That's what I'm saying. You know what? Here's the thing. When you go back 30 years, You could go get you some Laffy Taffies for a nickel. You could get cookies for a dime. You could get gas for 75 cents. You could go get you a good outfit for $10, $20. You could go, man, you could buy every taco in the city. You're talking about Taco Tuesday for $5. About 15,000, 20,000 tacos for $5. But man, you go, look, go to Taco Bell, go get a burger and stuff. Go to Chick-fil-A and try to feed your family. You go through and get an order. They're going to say that'd be $45.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying the cost of everything
is so much higher,
inflated so much.
And that's what I'm saying. To me, this doesn't make any sense to even baby step it. Okay, so if we vote this in, then we need to just go on up to $15 or $20 an hour.
And get it over
Why
with.
are we baby stepping? Inflation don't baby step.
Right.
I mean, inflation is today your eggs is $1, and tomorrow they $8, $9, you know, or whatever.
Ooh.
So
let me tell you what we're gonna look at, Damali, and research.
What's that?
We're gonna see how much these different political seats, how much their salaries has increased.
Aha.
Yeah. Aha. We're gonna see how much all of their salaries have increased over 30 years. So we're gonna go minimum wage. We're gonna be like, let's see what y'all done did, because back in the day, when they used to sit in certain positions, it didn't even pay at all. It was really about just serving the people.
Serving the people.
But once they start making money, let's go see how people net worth and salaries have increased over 30 years versus what people have done for the people.
So Uncle Brian says, but wait staff still makes $2.15 an hour. Now, let me tell y'all something. That is ridiculous. And that is why it is so important to tip. Now, of course, you got to have decent service in order to tip, but that's why it's important to tip, because those folks are making $2.15 an hour. So they depend on your tips in order for them to have a decent paycheck to take home and take care of their family.
Let me tell you when I knew I had to do something different. Now, I done went to college, got a degree, graduated honors, and did all that, right? So I got a job working for the state, and I had my suit on. I said, ooh, I'm ready now. And I done worked, and I don't know what kind of check I thought I was going to get. I don't know what kind of check I thought I was gonna get, but when I got my check for the month, I'm like, did y'all forget some numbers or something? Because my check is like $850. You know what I'm talking about? I'm like, in my mind, you think, okay, I went to college, I got a suit on, and I'm doing a professional job. I'm got to go to the court, I'm doing reports, I'm doing counseling, I'm doing therapy for families, I'm doing all of this. And I was like, man, the pay structure that we got going on, there's something about this thing that not right. Now, here's another thing. So even though they might say, and this just me, y'all, we community wake up mornings, y'all. So my salary was maybe Damali 32 or 33,000. But then when I got my paperwork at the end of the year, I looked to see what really came to my account. Guess how much came to my account from the 32?
How much?
18,000.
Oh yeah, cause FICA.
So FICA, and who is FICA? Because I'm still looking for FICA right now, because we need to talk. So it's already bad enough that, okay, I'm at 33, but now I feel like you done Jedi mind tricked me, because you done taxed me all the way down to this point. And then guess what? When I go file my taxes, guess what else? I owe more taxes.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And that's what John just said here. John said, and they take taxes out. Let
me tell you what I realized in that moment, y'all.
What's that?
And I'm just going to call a spade a spade. In that moment, I went ahead and created me a LLC. And live in Oklahoma. Now we're gonna talk to Oklahomans for a minute, y'all. Now I'm from Arkansas. Shout out to the Razorbacks. Shout out to everybody in the sticker. That's my spot. But in Oklahoma is where I created my LLC for $125. And my only fee to be a company is $25 annually. So I've been doing this since my 20s. But I got me some hustles on the side. Let me tell you what helped me to understand what my hustles on the side. I ended up making like $30,000 for my hustle on the side. But guess how much money came into my bank account?
How much?
Can I call it a spade a spade?
Yep.
All $30,000 went into my bank account. And then after I got that, all I need to do now is go get me a CPA to do my taxes. Hey, I made $30,000. Help me figure out how to do my taxes. So I did all my taxes the right way, right? And guess how much I got back?
How much?
$7,000.
See?
See, am I giving up too much? Hold on.
Yeah. So look, this is funny. Teresa said, yes, FICA should have been my dependent.
Look, and the reason why I say your side hustle could become your main attraction, because, okay, so my regular job, I make 33. I'm taxed down to 18. Then I pay more taxes. So I realized, okay, they done set me up. I'm only getting like $15,000, and that's why I'm short. I thought, man, can I tithe my 10% to the church? I said, because you're trying to live and do it the right way. But I'm just telling y'all, when you create your LLC, it's only $125. It's only $25. Now the money that you make come to you, and now you get a chance to learn how to govern a business. And even if you're doing flowers, if you're doing hair, like if you're doing hair and you got your license, go ahead and do what, Damali? Open your LLC and now do hair, and everything you get paid, send it to the company, get you a card. I go with people for free. Do I not, Damali? Yeah. If you set up your LLC and all, I would go in, because you got to know what to say when you go to the bank to set up your account, because they're going to ask you these questions, because they don't really want you in there. So you got to know how to answer. This is a public or a private? Is it this, or how many sole proprietorships? So they try to use this little lame, stupid language that people can learn. You know what I'm talking about, Damali? I hate the tricks and gimmicks. So I go with people for free. I go to people, car dealerships, and negotiate cars for free. Because the thing about it, there's not a lack of money. There's not a lack of anything. It's just a lack of knowledge is why most of us in our community is where we are.
Okay, we're going to get back on. Yeah,
all right, I'm off the soapbox.
Yeah, you didn't got too many.
But I still dropped a little nugget.
10 boxes stacked up there.
I left a little nugget.
You did leave a nugget.
Instead of just doing your side hustle, if you knit, if you sew, if you do hair, if you wash cars, if you do anything, start your LLC, open your account, get your EIN number, and watch the difference in what you can do when you do that. That's all I'm saying.
So Uncle Brian says if it passes, it will go to $15 an hour by 2029.
See that? Why
ain't this 2026?
Yeah, by then they've been changed it again. It didn't pass. See, I'm like, what?
Listen, this is funny. Mama said in May, I will be out of school for 61 years, and there's nothing we can do with $7.25 an hour.
Come on, Mama.
Now we see why there's so many homeless people. Rent is now $1,000+, and $7.25 is not gonna cut it. How are you gonna make it?
Here's the thing: the people that's homeless got 2 jobs.
And still homeless.
The thing about it, think about it, in America, you work 2 jobs and go sleep under a bridge with your family.
Or in your car.
Or in your car. And then people like, I don't know, people are just lazy. No, it's not that. 1% of the people that don't pay no taxes got 99%.
Because they done figured out how to write off all those exemptions.
But at this point, Damali, let me ask you this. At this point, Damali, I'm just going to ask you this. In 2026, is that on them or is that on us?
Well,
that's the $1 million question.
Yeah.
Is that on them or is that on us?
Well, I think that we got to get out to the polls, y'all. We got to get out to the polls. When this state question, and that's in any state,
right?
Because other states, they've posed the question, and other states do have a higher minimum wage. Right. And even some of the minimum wages still ain't high enough, because when I was in New York, I was like, y'all make how much? And it costs $500 a month just to park.
Right.
A motorcycle. We ain't talking about a whole car. We talking about a motorcycle, $500 a month.
And I think for a community, and that's why I'm so happy we started the Community Wake Up Morning Show, is because everybody is so much fighting for survival that we don't even get to have these conversations.
Right.
So you feel like, man, am I just a loser? No, you're not a loser. We all out here losing if we're not having a conversation. But when we come together, and Damali, you done said it best, get to the polls. And when these people come to your church,
gotta get to the polls.
Don't let them just buy you a catfish dinner and don't see you again until it's time to vote.
Exactly.
You got to talk to them about what's going on. Like, man, how are we still at minimum wage at this time? And what you going to do so that when they come back to the church, you can say, okay, so what happened was what? Because we still sitting in the same spot. Damali said, your mama just said for 61 years. I mean, how you going to make it with that? But anyway,
yes.
What we got next, Damali, because we can stay on why we got situations, and not just homeless in Oklahoma. Look, we travel all over the place. Homelessness is bad everywhere. You be thinking, oh, that's just here. Also, no matter where you land, you looking like, man, it is way too many homeless people to be the greatest country in the world. That's all I'm gonna say.
Absolutely. So let me go ahead and give you guys. That's right. Get to the polls.
Mental wellness.
Let me go ahead and give you guys our definite. First of all, let me say this. Today's affirmation was sponsored by Theater North. So join them for the Colored Museum by going to TulsaPAC.com for tickets. Okay. And then also, let me go ahead and give you our definition for mental wellness in a community. So mental wellness means people have the support, resources, and safe environment they need to manage stress, cope with challenges, and maintain healthy emotional and psychological well-being. It's a community where people can take care of their minds, get help when needed, and feel supported instead of struggling alone. So that's what we're talking about, and that's the context and the lens that we're looking at mental wellness from.
Right.
In today's show. So I think we are going to, let me see, it is, we got 6 minutes before the hour. We might as well go to the top of the hour.
Go to the top of the
Let's
hour.
go to the top of the
Let
hour.
me ask you this, Damali, when you think about it, and I'm going to ask y'all this over the live, and we'll unpack this for 5 minutes and then take a break.
Yes.
What do you think challenges our mental wellness the most? Like just us as individuals, like what challenges your mental wellness the most?
I would say, man, I can think of a whole lot.
Yeah, but the most.
That
lets you know it's a whole lot. But
it's a whole lot.
Man, what challenges my mental wellness the most?
I would say finances.
Yeah.
Finances. I would also say the media, like, mainstream media. I mean, because it's just negative.
Yeah.
You're bombarded constantly with negative news, negative. And so, it just gets to a place where it's heavy,
right.
So, I would think those two things for me is, finances and then just the negative Nancy news.
Yeah, I can tell you, I'll say for me, Damali, you said a big one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say what can challenge my mental wellness the most is social media.
That's a good one.
Social media.
That's a good one.
Because I think that old finger strolling, that old stringer get active.
Mm-hmm.
This finger might be the strongest thing in everybody's body now. Because you just strolling, you can stroll for hours and hours.
Right.
But it's the I think somebody said my algorithm is taking me through there.
Right.
Well, no, somebody said my algorithm drops me off anywhere.
Right.
Because now when you look at social, I'll be like, I'm always looking for good stuff. I'm looking for business tips. I'm looking for this, but all I'm seeing is fighting, people dancing, people doing stupid stuff all the time. And in my mind, I'd be like, what kind of algorithm? I mean, what is going on when you start looking at that stuff can start affecting you to a degree. So I'll say one thing I think that affects, because we talking about personally, is just being careful about social media because there's so much negativity. Look, you see all them fights and stuff going on, then you go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you go to bed, ding, 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 somebody looking for me and chasing me down because you done looked at all this crazy stuff. And I'll say that. And I also say this, Damali, and I did this myself, and you may want to do it yourself if you like. Local, national, or international news. When the news come on, I sat there and wrote down each story because they go story by story.
Yeah.
Each time I do that, Damali, guess what? 8 or 9 of them are negative every single time. I don't care if it's local news, national news, or international. I just watched the stories. Oh, this woman got killed. Oh, it was a murder-suicide. Man got ran over here. Oh, the police beat somebody up. And this back. And then after this, what happens? Y'all check it out. Oh, it was a cat that was sitting on the ledge.
Shut up. You're like, what?
Oh, it was a dog licked the baby. Yeah. So it's all this negative stuff, and then they show you a dog or a cat at the end.
Right.
Like that's going here. Now, no problem with the dogs and the cats now.
Yeah,
so don't
y'all
they'll
come for you. They'll come for you. Don't.
I'm cool with dogs and I'm cool with cats.
Right.
But to give people 9 or 10 super negative, heavy stories, and the best they got for you, the fire department rescued the cat out of the tree. I'm glad the cat got rescued. I'll be honest about that. But it's so much other stuff going on that's pressing.
Right.
That, man, how do I move the needle forward in my life to make my life better?
Exactly. Marquise Dennis just joined the live. He said, good morning, family.
What's going on, family?
Jeremiah Watts said life. Just period. Let's see. Jeremiah said, because life be lifing. And ain't that it?
That's the new term. That's a new phrase that
life
pays.
Be life.
Hey, what's going on with you, man? Life is just lifing. Boy, that life, when somebody say life is lifing, that's a loaded statement.
Absolutely.
Response to when somebody tell you, man, life is just life.
Exactly. Uncle Brian says homelessness started in California in the late 1960s because of shutting down mental facilities. Now it's worldwide and it keeps spreading like wildfire. And that, they shut down mental facilities all across the country.
Right.
Because, they lost the funding. And so now you have to turn all of these individuals off on the streets, which creates a whole nightmare for, your police departments and all of that. I mean, because it's just so many. Like, I mean, they're just everywhere, no matter what city.
Let's do this, Damali. We're talking about our theme today is mental wellness. And guess what, y'all? Like I said, we full of treats. We got a special guest that just pulled up live in studio.
Yes.
Like we said, we always got a special guest that are experts in these areas that can really give you tips and nuggets, but I'm not going to tell you who the person is. I'm going to let you find out next on Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali. We're talking about mental wellness and the importance of that in our community. Y'all stay locked in. Share the live. We got a special guest coming up next. Stay locked in.
TEDC, Tulsa Economic Development Corporation, is proud to announce the grand opening of GYM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship in Molden. That's GYM, a multi-level facility located at 609 East Pine Street in the heart of North Tulsa. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 30th at 10 a.m. You don't want to miss this grand opening event. Come witness all the great things that are happening. Come see the magnificent restoration and feel the history of GYM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship at Molden. The GYM will share as a base of operations for inspiring programming, emerging tech initiatives, including ongoing partnerships with Microsoft to advance AI innovation and community impact. Again, that's Saturday, April 30th at 10 a.m. Join World One Development and NYCU.FM's very own Charles and Damali from the Community Wakeup Morning Show and be a part of this great event.
What if the truth was on display? This May, step inside a world where history, identity, and reality collide. From visionary playwright George C. Wolfe comes the bold, the fearless, the unforgettable, the Colored Museum. 11 powerful exhibits, stories that challenge, provoke, and expose. A journey through Black life in America told with razor-sharp wit and unapologetic truth. You won't just watch it, you'll feel it. The Colored Museum, presented by Theater North, live at the Tulsa Performing Arts Center, Liddy Dungeons Theater, May 23rd and 30th at 8 p.m. and May 24th and 31st at 3 p.m. Don't miss the performance everyone will be talking about. Get your tickets now at TulsaPAC.com or call 918-596-7111. The truth is waiting. Will you face it?
EduRec is the place where education and recreation meets. At EduRec, we have a host of programs such as spring break camp, summer camp, and after school. We also have Black History Saturdays. It's located at 5424 North Madison Avenue. To donate, sponsor, or volunteer for any of our programs at EduRec, go to edurectulsa.com. Call EduRec today at 918-430-3947. And you can also visit us on any of our social media platforms at EduRec Tulsa. EduRec Tulsa, where education and recreation meet.
TEDC, Tulsa Economic Development Corporation, is proud to announce the grand opening of GYM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship in Molden. That's GYM, a multi-level facility located at 609 East Pine Street in the heart of North Tulsa. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 30th at 10 a.m. You don't want to miss this grand opening event. Come witness all the great things that are happening. Come see the magnificent restoration and feel the history of GYM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship at Molden. The GYM will share as a base of operations for inspiring programming, emerging tech initiatives, including ongoing partnerships with Microsoft to advance AI innovation and community impact. Again, that's Saturday, April 30th at 10 a.m. Join World One Development and NYCU.FM's very own Charles and Damali from the Community Wakeup Morning Show and be a part of this great event.
You know what? It's really not that bad being up at 5 a.m.
Damali, you know what? You're absolutely right. The only thing better is we on 5 days a week.
7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
It's the Community Wake Up, our brand new morning show.
Right here on NYCU.FM.
And simulcast on KBOB 89.9 FM.
We got your Black History Trivia.
We got your medical report.
Don't forget the police report.
Your local, national, and international news.
Always the latest on upcoming events.
The Divine Nine and the HBCU check-ins.
And most importantly, we can't do it without you.
And make sure you join us each and every day.
It's the Community Wake Up
with Charles and Damali. Welcome back to the Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, home of Black Wall Street on Greenwood. We're live in studio right here. We appreciate you locking in on NYCU.FM. Thank you so much, people locally, nationally, and internationally, because our numbers on the radio show are going up. And we're going to always drop in between that breaking news that you're always going to need. And remember, the world is getting a little crazy. It may come a time we may be on one of the only spots you can get real news. Another spot you're going to be able to get real news is on KBOB 89.9 FM, because Uncle Bobby always going to allow our community to tell our story our way. We also live on YouTube, the official World One Development News you can use. But you got the best seat in the country going on right now. Damali dressed up today. She going somewhere. Where you going?
I am going to gym, and we want to make a correction. And I thank y'all so much. I love the community, man, because y'all like, hey, that ain't right.
I almost got it, Marquise, because yesterday Pastor Ron told us, but before I could say it, they had already hit it.
We already hit the drop.
The date is right. The date
is the day
not
for
Saturday.
gym.
So it was April 30th.
Saturday.
April 30th is today.
Yes, today.
Just like
today.
That. But Marquise, appreciate
10 o'clock
that.
today.
Pastor Ron, appreciate that.
Exactly. Okay, so Kimberly Marsh McLeod said media and social media diets are a good thing.
That's it.
Marquis said money or the lack thereof would be the number one reason for mental wellness.
Man, did she say social media diet?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
I like a social media diet.
Just
slim it down.
Just
a little bit.
Yeah.
I like that.
Cousin Pearlie said poor physical health can be a challenge.
Man.
Jeremiah Watt said cats are evil. What?
See, I'm not. Look, I am gonna leave that alone.
Right.
that
part. Uncle Brian said the mental wellness chief complaint is trying to question people's rationalizations and sanity. What used to be common sense is now blatant insanity.
Man, that's something.
Mom said you may have a mental breakdown, but you can't afford to go to the doctor on $7.25 an hour. Good point, Mama.
Yeah.
Let's see. Crash says, good morning, family love.
What's going on, Crash? Welcome to the show.
And let's see. Robert Caddy is on.
What's going on, Robert Caddy? Now, one thing I love about Robert Caddy, when he does his fitness, it's a mind, body, soul, and spirit situation. Because it's not just about working, because you can get all swole all you want.
Yeah.
But if that mental ain't right, you still got problems.
Beverly Scott says, when does gym open? Because Beverly. So we addressed that. Yeah, it says Saturday, but it is actually today. April 30th is the correct day.
Today at 10.
Yeah, it's today at 10. Yes.
Noon today.
Okay. Uncle Brian said one day soon I have to come in and sit down with you guys. We in trouble. Okay. Sound like you coming to get Charles?
No. We gotta prove that.
Larry Harris is on. What's up,
What's going
Larry?
on? What's up, Coach? Welcome to the show.
All right. Okay, so now we have a special guest in studio.
Pulled up on us.
He always come through in the clutch, and he know he can come by anytime, and we're gonna welcome him with open arms. But today is a special day because I heard that it is his birthday
today.
So let's go ahead and do the drop. Oh, and then we missed the drop. There you go.
That's the sound of the police.
And now it's time for the police report.
Yeah.
The police report on news you can use with TPD officer and Lieutenant DeLorean Sanders.
It knew the car wreck was coming. That's why it kept glitching.
It got scared. Welcome to the show and happy birthday to the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Lieutenant DeLorean Sanders that turned the big 6-0 on today. So everybody on the live, send a heart, send a happy birthday, because our community police officer, our friend, our brother, our frat, is live in the building. Happy birthday, Lieutenant DeLorean Sanders. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Thank you.
Yes. What you gonna do tonight? You going out? Jessica take me out tonight?
I'll just wait till Friday or Saturday and do something.
Oh, okay. But, you gonna celebrate the weekend?
Yeah. I do the weekend. I do something. my daughter's already celebrated my birthday on Tuesday.
Okay.
Came to the house and gave me a cake and ran cute, took pictures and stuff like that. And, did a little family thing. But I'm gonna do something extra this weekend.
Okay.
Look at
what kind of cake? What kind of cake you like?
What kind of? I don't care.
It's any kind of cake. Just bring me some cake.
Yeah, just bring me some cake. I'm like this. If you're going to give me something like that, I'm not going to be picky. I'm happy that you thought
I like that. That's good. That's really good. Yes.
I like that.
So Crash says happy birthday. Stacy Nicholson Reach, who is our soror, she says happy birthday, Officer Sanders. Uncle Bobby says happy birthday, sir. Tanya Humphrey says happy birthday, DeLorean. All right, so you got people showing you some love. They hitting you up. Jeremiah Blackwell said happy birthday, frat.
Oh yeah, what's up?
Yeah. So today we are talking about mental wellness.
Right.
And so what are you seeing out in community as far as mental health issues are concerned, and what are some of the situations that you guys encounter?
Well, we got some people you got the basic mental health problems, that you can communicate with,
Right.
and you can talk to them and try to get them to go a treatment place, and
Right.
get treatment. Then you have the extreme, they just acting in certain ways. You be like, their mental, their body movements, their how they act, their living conditions. They don't want to improve on them because they don't realize that they're having a mental problem. And when you try to tell them that they need to go get medication, they don't want to get medication. And sometimes that and then when you see that effect, and we cannot just make a person as a police officer go get mental health treatment if they're not a danger to themselves or to others. And just because you're talking to yourself and you just maybe jumping around yelling and stuff, and then we talk to you and I said, I don't want to hurt myself, or stuff like that.
That's the end of
and we can't, our hands are tied. Right. So we also have a special unit that we ride around during the daytime that we can call. And it has a fireman, it has a police officer, and a mental health worker that will call them to the location, see if they can determine if they can get them some help. That's how we deal with it.
Yeah.
This one I knew it was bad, and this is not funny at all, but it was weird and crazy. I was coming up on Apache and Harvard, right where that Maverick is, that they come and go. I don't know now. They all look up.
Yeah.
Man, how come I done got to that light? It's a dude in the middle of the intersection, butt naked with a whistle, blowing the whistle and swinging all and directing traffic.
Oh,
and
Lord.
I know I'm sitting there. I thought it was a movie. I'm like, what in the world? So in the family, they're gonna laugh for a second, but then after that, you got to really drive off and think, what is going on in the world when you got traffic everywhere and somebody's naked in the middle of with a whistle blowing it loud and telling people to go and stop and do all of that. And I was thinking, what kind of world, Damali, are we living in when it's at that extreme?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, when you see people like that, most likely, we can't. We're gonna have to do something. We have to do something because you're also breaking the law right there.
Right.
But most of the time, that's more than just mental health. They on some type of drug. Most time when they strip like that, they on some type of drug that made them take their clothes off. And we deal with that a lot of time. I got a story about somebody like that that we had to take him down. And I was like, I don't want to touch him. You don't want to touch him.
Yes.
Boy, let me say this because
it can't. Most of the time they on some type of drug when they get like that.
Man, I was at the event center. Damali? 3 years ago.
Seemed like it was fun. It was during COVID.
And
it was during COVID because we were getting ready for food distribution.
Because this is the kind of thing that can throw you off, Sanders. Yeah. I'm parked right in front of our event center in my car. You know how you're in your car but you're on the phone?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell the story quick. And I'm sitting on my phone. This guy walks up. He dressed sharp. He got on Jordans, nice dreads. He just looked like, I thought he was coming to volunteer because Damali had requested volunteers to come up. I'm sitting right in front of the event center. And I'm sitting there and he knocking. At first, I'm like, well, they gonna come and get him. All of a sudden, he kind of gave the door a little jerk. I'm like, okay. Then all of a sudden, Sanders, out of nowhere, the shirt came off. And I said, well, it ain't really that hot. But I don't really know what's going on. You know what I'm talking about? The shirt came off. Next thing I know, the shoes came off.
Oh.
And I'm like, man, what is the way? Right, take your shoes off. And he was folding them and sitting them right by the door. Next thing I know, the pants and the drawers and the socks came off. I said, Houston,
we got a problem.
We got a problem.
Yes.
And I called Damali and said, hey, there's a show going on out here. I don't know what's going on. And then all of a sudden, he started jerking the door again. Then he started doing some burpees. And then I bagged my car up from the door to the middle of the parking lot. And I was thinking to myself, oh, man, because like you said, once you get naked and we both men, I don't really want to touch you. So I called our security person. I said, man. And then I called up because I like, man, it's mental health. Because I know at this point, you got to be careful because you can't just approach somebody that decided to abruptly get naked because you can get yourself hurt because you don't know what somebody might be on. Right after that, Sanders, he grabs the door and starts shaking it, and the door was locked. And he just opened both doors, shook his hair like he was the gladiator, and then just bolted down the hallway and started turning flips and was jumping out to the seat and going buck wild.
Yeah.
So then when I called the police, here's the thing. This is a mental health situation, crises. So when I call the police, when they get here, I'm telling them, I said, man, it's mental health. I want y'all to shoot and kill this kid because I don't think he, you know what I mean? It got to be some mental health. So I'm saying that. And then he comes in and Damali catches him on the playground.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then came in. But at the end of the day, this is what happens after the episode was over. He started crying. He was saying, man, I'm so sorry. He just went back to a normal person, right? Yeah. And he went out, put all his clothes back on. Now, he dropped a whole lot of money. I gave it all back. But gave him his money back. But I'm just saying stuff like that is real when you have a company, if you're a first responder, if you're a police officer. So let me ask you this, Sanders, when you're dealing with mental health, when is the time for the people to call you? Because people are all over the city that's dealing with mental health.
I mean, when you think it's a problem, you go and just give us a call.
When you think it's a problem.
Yeah. Give us a call. And we can determine if anything else needs to happen with this person. But we at least try to hold a conversation with them and see where their head is, see what's going on.
Right.
It's never when you just give us a call and we can deal with it from there.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the last thing to my life. I promise I'm gonna pass you the thing. One day this dude he was laying in front of the event center. But we be dealing with some stuff out here. Y'all, that's why I'm saying y'all don't know how much I love you. All kind of stuff going. He was laying out there, and so I'm like, man, what does he do laying in front of the event center? Almost naked again, son. I don't know the thing about the clothes. Maybe people get hot. So then I was just, because we on the event, I said, hey, how you doing? He just jumped, man, don't charge me up, cause the next person said something to me, I'm blasting. I said, uh-oh. Well, that's a lot to do right there. I wasn't looking for that response. So then, but here's the thing that threw me off. So I said, look, I'm just saying you can't. He was just going like irate. So then I called the police. When the police pulled up, he started putting the stuff back on. He said, hello, officer, how are y'all doing today? I said, that is not you. Now, you just finna blast off an hour ago.
Right.
Oh, I've been having a wonderful day. I was just sitting here charging my phone and I'm getting ready to go on about my business. So that's sometimes what throw you off. Sometimes are people just acting? Is it really just mental health? You just don't really know, Damali. What about you when you encounter? Because Damali be out here too. She just be shaking her head and praying and saying, I'm just going to pray because I don't know what's going on. What do you think?
I don't have time. I don't have time trying to figure out people's mental capacity. Like I don't have time. Hi, how you doing? And I'll keep on moving because I don't have time because people can be so unpredictable. And, I just have the common sense. I'm a little person. I ain't got no time to have no problems with nobody, and we'll pick up the phone in a heartbeat and call Sanders, be like, hey, where you at?
And what I did tell, and I called you, remember? I called you the same day when it happened. Yeah. So, and the problem was it was Damali and it was a lot of people in here. And so I called him about 6 of us, about 6 of them. And I told them, y'all need to just go in the kitchen, lock the door and do that. I called the police. I called Sanders. We gonna see what's going on. But then I was thinking, man, if they don't get here fast enough. So I called them out. I said, well, if you start rattling that door, just call me. And I had a hoodie on. I took it off. I said, Lord, I do not want to be on the 6 o'clock news wrestling a naked man. And they mess around to get the best of me out here on TV. You know what I'm talking about? No, I was thinking, because I'm just thinking, I don't want to be all the news in me that showed up and say, staff at the event center got choked out by a naked man there trying to. And I just thought, that's my mind be thinking. Now, I don't think that's what was going to happen. But in my mind, I still was thinking, man, like you said, Sanders, when the situation go, I was thinking I don't want to do that. But these are just the beauty of Community Wake Up Morning Show that a little comical, but it's still a real serious issue when we talk about mental health and mental wellness.
So taking care of our minds is essential and building strong individuals, families, and communities. Right here in Tulsa, there's a continued focus on expanding mental health services and access. Organizations like Family and Children Services and the Mental Health Association of Oklahoma are providing counseling and therapy sessions, crisis intervention and support, youth and family mental health programs, and housing and wellness resources. Community conversations are also increasing around reducing the stigma about mental health and mental wellness and encouraging people to seek help while creating safe spaces for open dialogue. So Tulsa is working to make mental health support more accessible. Sanders, have you had the opportunity to work with some of these folks like at Family and Children Services or the Mental Health Association?
Yes, we work with Family Children Services is one of our main go-tos. When we have to help get somebody some mental health help. We also have COPES.
COPES.
I think they're I think they're at the park side. I'm not sure, but then we use them, and we have this other place called the I think it's called the Grand. It's another place that we take our mental health patients.
I think it is the Grand. Yeah, the Grand.
But like I said, they have to be. They can volunteer. Go. We can go talk to them, and we can kind of make a suggestion. Like, you want to go down there and talk to somebody. And sometimes they'll give in and say, "Yeah, I'll go down there and talk to somebody."
Yeah.
And then but most of the time, if we have to make the decision, we got to determine if they're a danger, like I said, to themselves and others.
Yeah.
And in situations like you talk about, people being with the clothes off and yelling at you and shit, rattling doors and stuff like that.
Right.
We can determine on our own. Yeah, he may be a danger to other people.
Right.
We can take them on down.
Let me ask you this. We'll switch gears. Is how, when you think about first responders, police officers, the firemen, and all of that, then how are you guys mental health? What do y'all do for you? Like, what do you do personally for your mental wellness?
Well, when I'm consistent, one thing I do, I'll go to the gym, work out.
Okay, that's good.
I don't take this job to the house with me.
That's
I don't talk about when my family went on doing police, what I did during the day. Even when I have something bad, I kind of just let things go. I find other outlets. Like going to church, and then be surprised. Only a few police officers I hang out with off duty.
Right.
Not nothing against my fellow coworkers, but I just want a different environment when I'm.
You don't want to talk shop.
I don't want to talk shop, and I just want a whole different
conversations.
So that's what I do. It's a lot of things. We get involved in different organizations, coaching sports, stuff like other things to give us other outlets besides police work.
Yeah. And why do you think it's important, especially when you deal with community, for police officers to have good mental wellness, though? Because y'all got to go deal with surprises and all kind of people.
And y'all see a lot.
And you see a lot.
Yeah, well, if you don't, it will take a toll on you. That's why you have we got a program called Peer to Peer within the police department to help officers deal with stress and stuff like that, because we the highest suicide rate. We have one of the highest suicide rate police officers does.
Wow,
really?
I didn't even know that.
Yes, and also we have a high divorce rate. So it's a lot of and alcoholism, all of that. People understand that some officers got to have a outlet. We have free mental health situation where that's on the department, and we can go talk to these people, and they can't go back and tell our supervisors what we talked about.
Right.
Wow.
Oh, that's good. That makes it where you don't
Safe
mind
space.
talking.
Yes.
Yeah, safe space.
Right.
So mom says happy birthday and tell Charles to give you some of his bread.
I'm gonna think about that.
Richie says happy birthday. And Teresa says happy birthday, your church member.
Yeah.
Let's see who else. Chris Green says go mob.
Tanya Humphrey, she's my church member too.
And Tanya Humphrey said 30 years in law enforcement, many stories, LOL.
Damali, let me ask you this question. When you hear, because we've been knowing Sanders forever, he's our guy at the event center, fitting back in, hosting, whatever, he's there. But when you hear him say, because that's our friend, he's still human, that the highest suicide rate, one of them, is police officer. The highest divorce rate, a lot of times, police officer. When you think about alcoholism, what did that make you think, or maybe view or your perspective when you think about officers and the job that they do now, just knowing that information?
Well, I mean, I always have felt that officers are human. I think that some of them, and that's because I know some great officers,
Right.
I know that sometimes officers do get a bad rap because there is a culture of, sometimes some unpleasing things in community. But I think that for the most part, that most of the officers who I know joined the force because they wanted to make a difference.
Right.
But that job is hard. I mean, I can't imagine pulling up on a car accident and seeing mangled bodies. I can't imagine pulling up on a murder suicide. I can't imagine, like what that does to you day in and day out. And saying that you've been on the force 30 years.
Yes.
So 30 years of seeing stuff like that and having to deal with stuff like that. And then if you don't have the right partner, then having to deal with that, because maybe sometimes, your partner may not understand how to do, and that's a male or a female, so I can see that. I can see how, they would have the highest divorce, one of the higher divorce rates. And, one of the, I can see how you would drink, because how do you cope with seeing that type of trauma all the time?
And I think about the human side, and I ask you this, Sandra, especially I think the hardest thing is maybe if it's an officer and a person, it's a shooting.
Yeah.
Somebody had to be taken out for whatever reason. How is it when y'all have to like just go back to work? And you've seen overnight, man, the officer that you work with or that something happened, they shot and the person was unalive. But then you got to go back to work. And keep it. So how is it that you just process that? Because like you said, Damali, you're still human. It can happen to any of y'all at any moment. But how's that when you kind of go into work when something like that happens? How do y'all kind of just consult with each other, work with each other to help each other through situations like that?
Well, if it's an officer involved shooting like one of us, we get some time off. You hear some of those lawyers say, well, this officer get to take off. I know. That's required. I mean, yeah, we off because of that, but you need some time off to get yourself together, get your mind right, and you have and also sometimes we can't even talk about it with certain people because it's still under investigation. So we can't even talk about it with fellow officers. There's only certain people that you can talk to it about.
Yeah.
Luckily, knock on wood, I haven't had the opportunity, and I don't want the opportunity to be involved in an officer involved shooting, but I have been on scenes where other officers had to do it, and I was there, but I wasn't the one that did it.
Right.
But I was, but they have to take off. They have to process that, and you only can talk to certain people about it.
Yeah.
Because it's under investigation. Because you don't want to get stuff out there that's not true and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we have the ways of dealing with it. Like we said, we got peer to peer.
Right.
And we have officers that specialize in that. If you get involved in something, they're gonna come talk to you, see where your head is, and they also talk to the officers that was on the scene.
Yeah.
Right.
To see what's happening.
Yeah. Even though I've been I've been in two schools. I didn't do it, but I was at the school when the kid
at McLean.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Been shot.
Yeah, I remember
two times. I was there.
Right.
And I had to deal with that because it happened while I was there. It happened while I was there, and that bothered me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Because sometimes you feel like,
on
man, on my watch.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying with on my watch. That's what I was saying to myself. This happened on my watch.
Yeah.
And even though we did catch the two kids that did it, but it still bothered me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right. Because you be thinking, okay, somebody's unalived or somebody got harmed in it,
Yeah.
and man, somehow, but that all goes toward mental wellness.
Yes.
Because things like that can stay with you the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And then you still got to find a way to be a good husband, to be a good father, to be a good pawpaw, to be a good community person. But yet and still, if you don't have a spot where you can make sure your mental wellness is good,
Right.
like you said, a lot of people kiss the wife, hug the kids, go in the back room, grab a gun, blow their brains out. And people be like, man, what happened? Everybody misses all the signs, because everybody got a good cover. So I just want to say on your birthday, we appreciate your service, man. 30 years, 30 plus years in the game. And we appreciate all that you do, because I think a lot of times you can get a bad rap just by being an officer. But here on Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali, that's not us. We're about making it better.
Let me add this. Y'all talk about taking a break from social media. Sometimes I have to take a break from social media I look at a lot of First Amendment audit stuff. Look what other police officers doing all over the country on traffic stops, and I be looking at that stuff, and sometimes I see some stuff I'm like, why did he do that, or why did they do that?
Yeah,
right. And then I kind of get mad. And I say I gotta stop looking at this stuff a little bit.
You know what? That's what I do with the comments. Like, something will happen, like we'll do something, like the Beyond Apology Commission might do something, or, just anything. And I'm reading the comments and I'm like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Why am I tormenting myself reading the comments? Because they saying all this crazy stuff and I'm getting mad.
As soon as you see something crazy, where you go straight to immediately? You go straight to the comments.
Yeah.
And the comments is where all the action is.
It's where all the smoke is.
But nevertheless, it seems like the consensus is over the live, local, national, international, as an officer, as just everyday people are saying a break from social media is helpful to us all.
Yes. Princess Osborne says happy birthday to Lieutenant Sanders.
That's your frat right there.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So this segment was sponsored by Gibbs Shopping Center. and Reflections Event Center. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we're going to come back and do the Black Wall Street Family Feud. And then we're going to wrap up the show because we got to get over to Jim.
We got to get over Jim here in a minute. Y'all stay locked in. We got the police report going down. The birthday boy is in the building.
Okay.
Lieutenant, the Lieutenant. How much you call? How much? What you turn? How old are you today?
I'm 60.
Okay.
Ooh, he don't even look like
He don't even look like he's 60.
You looking good, right?
That's a good, clean living.
Good, clean living. We're going to talk about good, clean living. We come up next on Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali. Y'all stay locked in. We'll be right back.
Looking for space for your business or planning a special event? Gibbs Shopping Center in North Tulsa has commercial spaces available now, ready for you to move in. Call Tracy today at 918-780-7335 to schedule your tour. And don't forget, Reflections Event Center, located in the Gibbs Shopping Center. Perfect for weddings, birthday parties, community events, and more. TEDC, Tulsa Economic Development Corporation, is proud to announce the...
What if the truth was on display? This May, step inside a world where history, identity, and reality collide. From visionary playwright George C. Wolfe comes the bold, the fearless, the unforgettable, the Colored Museum. 11 powerful exhibits, stories that challenge, provoke, and expose. A journey through Black life in America told with razor-sharp wit and unapologetic truth. You won't just watch it, you'll feel it. The Colored Museum, presented by Theater North, live at the Tulsa Performing Arts Center, Liddy Dungeons Theater, May 23rd and 30th at 8 p.m. and May 24th and 31st at 3 p.m. Don't miss the performance everyone will be talking about. Get your tickets now at TulsaPAC.com or call 918-596-7111. The truth is waiting. Will you face it?
Welcome back to the Community Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, home of Black Wall Street on Greenwood. You're locked in on NYCU.FM. You're locked in locally on KBOB 89.9 FM, where we are syndicated with Uncle Bobby B. You're also locked in on YouTube, the official World One Development News you can use. It's the police report with Lieutenant DeLorean Sanders. Happy birthday to him. If you want to cash up him something, he might tell you what it is. Get him a donut or something, because 30 years.
Not a donut.
Get him a donut and something, because I asked him, I said, do all police officers like donuts? He said, not really, but I do like them a little bit. But anyway, the point is, I told him over break, he like LeBron James. LeBron, half his life, he been playing in the NBA. Lieutenant Sanders turned 60. You how many years on the force? 30. 30. So half of his life has been to service, meaning he's been serving people longer than almost is half of it. So we appreciate that, and we don't take that for granted. Damali, you said it's time for the real deal.
It's time for the real deal. Laura Roberts says, so appreciate you and thank you for sharing. Happy birthday.
Just like that. Hanging out with us.
So we are going to go ahead and do our Black Wall Street Family Feud. Today, the theme is mental wellness. So this is the mental wellness edition. Because a strong community starts with healthy minds.
Let me tell you this. Now, Stephen done won 3 days in a row. So what's going to make us all healthier is if he don't win today. Because at this point, it's a landslide. At this point, it done became a dynasty. He done turned into New England Patriots and the Dallas Cowboys up in there. But I love him because he's part of the producer. And he said he was just annoyed with Damali because he didn't win for about a couple weeks. And after that, he locked in. And now he's getting them right. So Stephen is 3 in a row. If he win today, then he breaks the record.
Now,
and the record is held by who?
It be held by you.
It's held by me, Uncle Brian. Not you, but me. So today is a big show. Get your seatbelt on, because I really need to win today. If not, he might never release the crown. Let's go.
Okay, so here we go. So we asked 100 people in the community these 3 questions and a bonus question.
Lieutenant Sanders, you with us on this one?
Yeah, I won last time, didn't I?
Yeah, you did win last time.
Well,
last
that's
time
what you say. That's what he said. I don't remember that.
That's what he said.
Oh, that's what he said. That's his story. He's sticking to. It's his birthday, so if you say anything, he say.
Yeah. Come on. All right. So we asked 100 people in the community these questions, and your job is to tell me the number 1 answer that the community picked. Okay. So here we go. Question number 1. Oh, and let me say this, my disclaimer, there is no E, all of the above.
Okay, so
don't even start. Yeah, just don't even start it today.
All right, let's do it.
No tomfoolery. Okay, here we go. For question number 1. Name something people do to maintain their mental wellness. Is it A, exercise, B, talk to someone, C, rest and relax, or D, pray and meditate? Uncle Brian said he won yesterday too.
Yeah, he did. Shout out to Uncle Brian. I didn't want to say that, but now that he done said it, it's out on the airway now. I can't hold it back. He got it. Yeah. Uncle Brian, you did. And then I had to be crying with you over the weekend. And now you're back already. Read it one more time, Damali. I think I got the answer to this one. I think.
Marquis said there's always an E. Stop it. Not today.
E.
Name something people do to maintain their mental health. Is it A, exercise, B, talk to someone, C, rest and relax, or D, pray and meditate? So Marquis says A. Tanya says A.
What is A?
A is exercise.
That is one. That's what Lieutenant say he do.
But that's a trick.
It's a trick. It's always a trick.
It's a trick.
It's a trick. I know. I think it's D.
I think it's B.
You think
Think it's B? So you're saying B?
Yes.
Okay. Sanders.
The YouTuber said, read it one more time.
Okay, here's the question one more time. Name something people do to maintain their mental wellness. Is it A, exercise, B, talk to someone, C, rest and relax, or D, pray and meditate? Richie says B. Teresa says D. Mama says B.
I think I want to switch to D.
Uncle Brian says B. Verna says A. Okay, you said you're switching your answer?
No, I'm staying with B, but my mind says stay with B, but
my mind's telling me no.
But my feelings say
D. D. You hear that R. Kelly? See how I sang that? You heard it? My mind's telling me no.
B. C is rest and relax. B is talk to someone. Pray or meditate.
I know when people are depressed all the time, they sleep a lot.
Sure do. Yeah. It's tough because all the answers are right.
Yeah,
they right in their own way, but the question is, out of the 100 people,
Laura said B.
What did most of them say? That's talk to someone.
Yeah. Prentice said C.
Ooh.
Beverly said D. Oof. What'd you say? The question again is, name something people do to maintain their mental wellness. Is it A, exercise, B, talk to someone, C, rest and relax, or D, pray and meditate? What you got? A. Okay. Why you say that?
We got all of them. This one time we all.
Okay, so here we go. Question with answer. Name something people do to maintain their mental wellness. Is it A, exercise, B, talk to someone, C, rest and relax, or D, pray or meditate? Sanders, You gonna go B? He changed at the last minute.
No.
Okay. With, Sanders, Richie, Mom, Brian, Stephen, and Laura, you are all correct. The answer is B.
I just said
talk
B.
to someone. You said yours?
Yeah, I just said B.
Okay, I didn't hear you, so my bad. Connection is key to maintaining mental health. Please keep it all inside.
Laura, she back.
Yeah, Laura back.
After all this time, Laura
is
now
back.
Laura probably like, yes.
I know, right?
Yeah, they probably. What? You remember when Eddie Murphy when he got together and said, "I'm in love. I'm coming to America." Yeah. Laura probably be doing that right now. It's been a minute. Okay, but that's only one question.
All right, question number two.
Give us that music.
Okay, so question number 2 says, name something that negatively impacts mental wellness. Is it A, stress, B, financial pressure, C, lack of sleep, or D, isolation?
That is gold. Don't read it again because I already know.
Name something that negatively impacts mental wellness. Is it A, stress, B, financial pressure, C, lack of sleep, or D, isolation?
Going with stress.
All right, Charles.
Uncle Brian, I said A.
I'm going to go with D.
You're going to go with D.
When I'm dealing with it, looking at the police officer situations.
Yeah.
Isolation. Okay, so you're going with D. All right. Tanya says A. Uncle Brian says A.
She got us in the bag today. Woo. What did I say?
A is a
You
good.
said A. Laura said B.
I said A.
Teresa said A. Who else? The pretty song say no, all of the above. No, there is no all of the
This is the
above.
closest of the close. Read it again.
Name something that negatively impacts mental wellness. Is it A, stress, B, financial pressure, C, lack of sleep, or D, isolation?
I said A first.
You did.
I'm
Richie
sticking
said
with
A.
it. I'm gonna stick with it.
Princess said read.
Read it one more time because the answers are so close.
Name something that negatively impacts mental wellness. Is it A, stress, B, financial pressure, C, lack of sleep, or D, isolation? Marquis said read it again too.
Okay.
Pearlie says A.
Cousin Pearlie, how you feeling today?
Who else? Verna said A. Marquis said C.
You know what we got to do? We got to get Cousin Pearlie to stay in Tulsa for like a month. What you think, Damali? Cousin Pearlie, are you willing to stay for 30 days? Oh, no, you're right. Void that. Void it. Void. We don't want Mister to get upset about anything. So maybe a week. You might.
Mama said A.
You good for 1 week.
Brenda say this is what causes mental health. Are you
This is. Yeah. This show right here.
Don't do that.
Like,
Princess said A. All right, Stephen, what is your answer? You said A. Did I put it down? No, I didn't. Stephen. All right. So the question with answer, name something that negatively impacts mental wellness. Is it A, stress, B, financial pressure, C, lack of sleep, or D, isolation? Stephen, Verna, Mom, Prentice, Charles, Tanya, Brian, Teresa, Richie, and Pearlie, you are all correct. The answer is A. I got you, Beverly. Beverly said A as well.
I'll start to say A.
Okay, so it says stress is one of the biggest challenges in mental wellness. Too much pressure affects your mind.
Laura got the next one?
Did Laura get it? Yes. Yeah.
Girl,
No. Laura didn't get it. No, she said B.
She said B.
She said B. Yeah. Okay.
That's what you get for overthinking.
All right.
You can't overthink it. I went with my first mind. I thought, but I said, no, let me go and hang in there.
Okay, so here we go. Question number 3. Name something the community can provide to support mental wellness. Is it A, counseling services, B, safe spaces, C, support groups, or D, education and awareness?
Education and awareness.
Okay. That would be D.
I'll go with D too.
You're going with D? All right, Stephen, what you got? The question again, name something the community can provide to support mental wellness. Is it A, counseling services, B, safe spaces, C, support groups, or D, education and awareness?
They all right.
Tanya says A.
Somebody said 2 and 2.
Yep. You gonna go with A? Stephen says A. Huh? D? Okay.
Marquis said D. Tanya said A. Uncle Brian said I'm 2 and 2.
Tanya. Oh, I got Tanya already. You said Marquis said D. Tanya said A. Got that. Verna said B.
The beauty of our show is we pull for everybody to win, Sanders.
Yeah.
You know.
Laura said C.
Everybody's a winner.
Everybody's a winner on this mini wake up morning
Mama
show.
said D.
Just a matter of time.
Yes.
Uncle Brian said A.
Everybody's come in.
Prentice
Remember,
said B.
gym 10 o'clock. It's going down. Grand opening.
Got you, Richie. Beverly.
Say that's 10 to 12.
And Prentice.
10 to 12. You gonna make it?
I'll probably pull up. I got one stop. I got to make
Teresa
that. Probably
said
pull
B.
up after that.
After that, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm down on Greenwood. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Greenwood and Pine.
Okay.
On Pine.
Greenwood and Pine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks good.
Oh yeah. I want to look in that building. I sure do want to look in that.
Okay, so here we go. Question with answer. Name something the community can provide to support mental wellness. Is it A, counseling services, B, safe spaces, C, support groups, or D, education and awareness? Verna, Prentice, and Teresa, you are correct. The answer is B. Safe spaces. People need places where they feel comfortable being open. People need somewhere to feel safe.
I see you, Prentice. You didn't say nothing about that was gonna be the answer, but it's all good, man. You slipped over there and grabbed that up. Come on, bonus.
Okay, so here we go. The bonus question for 5 points.
Did Uncle Brian get it right? That's all I really care about. So now Uncle Brian put up there that you 2
and 2.
Okay.
So here we go. Bonus round. Name something people gain when their mental wellness is strong. Is it A, peace of mind, B, better relationships, C, focus and clarity, or D, emotional stability?
Don't read it one more time.
Name something people gain when their emotional wellness is strong. Is it A, peace of mind, B, better relationships, C, focus and clarity, or D, emotional stability?
Emotional stability.
Emotional stability is D. That's Charles.
Emotional stability. Uncle Brian said
you
he's 2 or 3.
D.
So Uncle Brian, if you get this one, you probably gonna be crowned again. But if
Tanya said D.
But if you missed it, turn off the lights and go to bed. No, I'll just play.
Teresa said C.
I'm gonna go with D.
You gonna go with D?
Yeah.
Richie said B. Mama said A. Uncle Brian, did I get him? He said D. Laura said D. Beverly said D. Verna said C. Okay. Looks like that's going to be it. All right, here we go. Oh, Prentice said D. Did I get him?
Drum roll, please.
Okay, here we go. So for 5 points, name something people gain when their mental wellness is strong. Is it A, peace of mind, B, better relationships, C, focus and clarity, or D, emotional stability? Mom is the only one who got it correct. The answer is A. So that makes Mom the winner. Congratulations, Mommy. It says peace of mind. Mental wellness creates inner peace. When your mind is right, everything else feels better.
That's that That's that Greenwood answer right there. That's that Black Wall Street. That's the blueprint. That was a blueprint answer. So we didn't know it. It wasn't on no test.
It says, go ahead, Sanders.
She's right about that. She knew about that peace of mind.
Yes.
Peace of mind.
So Black Wall Street reminds us that strong communities aren't just built economically, they're built emotionally and mentally as well. Because when people take care of their minds, they strengthen the entire community.
Mama, now you told Stephen that you loved him. Yeah. You gave him some bread. And yet he was going to create a dynasty today, and you slipped in and snatched his crown.
Snatched the crown.
And said, come see Mama.
Yes.
About this crown, because it's mine, all mine. Congratulations, Mom. You alone have the crown to yourself. Uncle Brian, just breathe in, breathe out. What Damali say? Breathe in,
yes.
And then just Damali, I think we should, because there's so many good community alerts, I think we should hit so we can take our time and make sure people have these dates, and then we can bounce behind that and do the trivia just to make sure that the dates and times are right, because we got big stuff coming up in the community, festivals coming up. You got to govern yourself. You got to start working out. You got to drink water and all of that.
Okay, so
pen and pads, please. Okay.
All right. First event, Tulsa Economic Development Corporation is hosting GEM, Greenwood Entrepreneurship at Moton. Today is the grand opening at 10 o'clock a.m.
And if you can't be there, we're going to be live. So just tap in with us on World One Development. If you can't make it, send some hearts to do all that if you not locally. But if you locally, Sanders, you going to pull up?
Yes, I am.
Oh, Lieutenant Sanders going to pull up. Damali, you going to pull up?
I'm pulling.
Producer, you going to pull up? So we got 4 people that just from the Wake Up Morning Show. So y'all come on down there, because Damali, Microsoft, AI, Urban League, attorney stuff, the Liquid Lounge.
The Liquid
food.
Lounge. I'm telling you.
I mean, right in our community.
And
on
listen, y'all, the
Greenwood and
Liquid
Pine.
Lounge is going to have a drive-through.
Right.
So you can drive up and get your stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna drive up and pull up and go in there, and I'm stopping there first. 'Cause I want to see what the food talking about.
Okay.
Saying, oh, yeah. You know, we like a good snack.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for me a good sandwich, a nice little Danish, and me. I'm looking for some. It's kind of a little chilly today, a little bit. I'm giving some hot chocolate if I can. But anyway, so
exactly.
today, Jim, it's
today
opening on Greenwood.
Don't forget, today we have the Gap Standards Conference.
Yes.
That is happening. It starts today over at Transformation Church, located 10441 South Regal Boulevard over in Bixby. So y'all go see the Todds
Who
over
are them
there.
speakers? Let's say, so of course, the Todds are going to speak. So that's
Yes.
Pastor Tommy Todd and Pastor Brenda Todd. And they set our show on fire yesterday.
Yes.
Oh my God. You see, if you felt the Holy Spirit as you came in, and the winds and the rains.
That was the Todds.
Release you.
Yes.
The Todds left that in here with us yesterday. So we feeling better today.
Yeah.
Michael Todd. He's going to be one of the speakers. So
Yes.
you can better check him out. Joshua Giles is one. You got one, Damali. We're going to go back and forth.
Pam
Burnett is one. Also, Tom and Brenda Todd. I said that already. Cynthia Thompson is one.
Yes. We got Larry Lee.
Sharon Nesbitt is
and
one.
Alma Holt.
So they got some heavyweight pastors that are coming, and then the praise and worship going to be great. They're going to have 12 hours of prayer, because some of us need some prayer right now. And it is called For Such a Time as This.
Gap Standards Conference.
Somebody watch this.
Yeah.
For such a time as this in 2026.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
Okay, I'm going to let Jesse Jackson.
Okay, here we go. So NARAB, that's the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. They're having their affordable home ownership bus tour and community wealth expo. That's going to be happening on Saturday, which is May 2nd, starting at 11:30 to 3 o'clock p.m. at the Tulsa Dream Center, located 200 West 46th Street North. This is a free event. There's going to be food, music, and there is going to be an 18-wheeler full of giveaways. We're talking about appliances.
This part right here, Damali, slow down and tell them.
Yeah.
They're going to drop off an 18-wheeler at 5:30 in the morning, Lieutenant Sanders. Okay. Full of appliances.
Yes.
Washers and dryers
All
and
kinds of
TVs and refrigerators, brand new.
You don't know what's going to be on
You don't know, but if you win, just have your trailer ready. You're going to be able to load it up and go. And guess who's going to be in the building? Damali and I are going to be hosting. We're going to be interviewing people. We're going to be with the DJ, turning up. Guess who else going to pull up? The Divine Nine. Are you going to make it?
Maybe.
It's your birthday.
Yes, it's his birthday weekend.
It's his birthday.
So we can't put pressure.
He said, I ain't making no promises.
I think you talking about appliances. I'm listening.
Free washer and dryer.
He like, I might need a washer and dryer.
Free refrigerators. Free. They said then it's just a bunch of surprises in the 18-wheeler. They just gonna
you just don't know.
They've been going city to city, state to state, and this is the final stop in
8
Tulsa.
days. The last 8 days.
They've been
What's your address again?
The Dream Center. It's easy. The Tulsa Dream Center.
Yeah.
We're going to be right in the lobby. When you first come in, you're going to see me and Damali. We're going to be laughing, talking, turning up like we do on the Wake Up. But at the end of the day, y'all, the big thing, affordable housing. They're going to talk about heirs of property. They're going to talk about getting your credit together. They're going to talk about the money that you need. They're going to say access to capital. This is a huge deal, Tulsa.
It is.
So if you can make it at 11 o'clock, come early because you know your time don't be set right. Just come at 11 o'clock on Saturday to the Tulsa Dream Center. We're going to be there and we're going to have a good time.
Shout out to the Unity Center of Tulsa. We see y'all.
Yeah, shout out to Roz. She came, won the crown, but then Mama got it, so she had to drop it off. But Roz came on the show and she won. So shout out to her. Shout out to her team. We did a walkthrough. We're gonna do another walkthrough tomorrow. Tulsa, get ready for this because it's much needed because we need to move the needle.
Yes.
In our generational wealth area.
All right, the 19th annual Rebuilding the Village Conference and Revive Black Business Expo is going to be happening on May 8th in Omaha, Nebraska. For more information, you can go to R like Robert, T like Tom, V like Victor, Omaha.com.
And guess what? Me and Damali on the panel there too. So we're on our way to Omaha on Wednesday. So I can go and say now, come next week, we're probably going to do the show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But then Thursday and Friday, we're going to be in Omaha, Nebraska with our partners and our friends. You got to have friends across state lines. Willie, Barney, Raheem, and the crew. It's a lot of them.
Right.
So we're going to see what we can do. So we're letting you know early. Probably Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. And then we might have to be out of here for a couple of days. But we love y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all know
we'll
that
see
now.
you on Monday.
And we'll be live in Omaha. We'll be live somewhere.
will.
But we have to be on the panel.
So y'all need to start getting guest hosts when y'all gone.
That's what I'm trying to say. You signing up for it? Your guest host, Lieutenant DeLowen Sanders. I'm like, get him out of there. Get him off the stage. Get him. Look, when he do this, Sanders.
Right,
I'm going, oh, no, hold on.
Elmer, where in the world have you been?
Hey.
We've been wondering where you been.
Yeah,
okay, you gonna have to rewind the show and watch it. It was good today.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's see. The next one, Black Wall Street Rally, is happening May 14th through 16th. There's going to be museum tours, live music on stage. There's going to be panel discussions and cultural vendors. Friday, May 15th is Rep Your City Day. Uh-oh. What happened? Just started talking all of a sudden. Okay. It's going to be.
Damali, let me add this. They also going to have financial literacy for teens at the Tulsa Dream Center from 13 to 17.
Okay.
Financial literacy for teens.
That's
Finding a
awesome.
way for the kids not to have a light bill in their name before they leave home is what they're going to talk about.
That is too funny.
Okay.
Okay. Theater North presents The Colored Museum. It's a play by George C. Wolfe and directed by Stephanie Rose. It's going to be May 23rd and 24th, and then May 30th and 31st. Tickets are available at TulsaPAC.com, or you can call 918-596-7111.
You know what I just decided? Since none other than our very own producer, Stephen Key, is going to be in it. At this point, me and Damali going to get 2 chairs to sit at the back of the stage.
Stop it.
Get us our popcorn, because we want to be right. We want to feel the action and feel the theater-ness, right? Look, she leaving me by myself. Look, she like, I'm thinking about that. We at least going to be on the front row.
You won't be on the front row.
You better not get there and go, go, Stephen. I'm saying, see, that's why I wasn't going to sit with you.
Yeah, I am. I'm that person. My kids hated when they was coming up in school because I was that mom.
Say, mama,
Yeah.
I'm eating bread. There go my baby. Baby, you need some bread. Keep your energy up while you up there acting. Stephen, we are so proud of you, man.
Yeah,
because though he
that's good.
produced
Yeah.
and do other things, man, this man has taken time to learn. You know he got to learn, and
Yeah.
pressure comes, but I know he going to deliver.
Yes,
So I'm excited
absolutely.
about it.
Absolutely. Okay. The Black Wall Street Legacy Festival is going to be happening May 30th. Vendor application deadline is May 15th. Vendor spots are available for $160, and food trucks are $200. So make sure that you get your spot, because
Yes.
it's going to be popping.
Shout out to Dr. Tiffany Crutcher and the Terrence Crutcher Foundation crew, because I'm telling you, if you have not ever been a part of Legacy Fest, you've been missing it.
Yeah.
So this is really kind of like the kickoff.
Yes.
No, the rally will be the kickoff.
Yeah, the
but
rally is
anyway,
the kickoff.
make sure you do not miss Legacy Fest, man. They acknowledge community leaders. The vibes are good. The music is good. The food is good. Everything is all good. So festival season. We back outside, Damali?
We back outside once again.
I'm starting my push-up series today. Lieutenant Sanders and Stephen, do y'all want to do push-ups with me? Because I got to get right before we go outside.
Man. All right. Juneteenth is happening.
Juneteenth?
What you going to say, Sanders?
He was talking about push-ups. I said, let's do it.
He said it's my birthday today. Start out with
you ain't
100. He said, run me 100.
I love it. All right. Juneteenth is happening June 19th through 21st. They're doing a 1K run and a 5K run. So make sure that you sign up. $20 for the 1 mile run and $30 for the 5K run.
You know what happened when you started saying 5K run? My head just started doing this. I'm like, no, I can't.
Nope.
You want to run the 5K with me, Sanders?
I don't.
1K?
I do 1K.
1K?
Yeah.
1K, it is.
Sanders is
Damali,
ready.
you gonna run the
He
1K?
ready for all the smoke. No, I ain't running nowhere.
You wanna put
I
no
ain't
number?
running. I ain't running unless somebody is after me.
Now, your mama is the track star of all track stars.
She is.
You want to bring out the
And I got the bad
DNA.
knees. I'm like, no, I'm
way
good. The way my knee is set up, no, I ain't running nowhere.
Yeah, if you got
unless
bad
I'm in
knees,
danger.
do not run 1K. Don't even take one step. You just be cautious with your kneecaps. So if you got bad knees, this is not for you.
You got to pick and choose your battles.
I put you on one of them motorcycle scooter things, and you can just, as people run, you give them water.
Yeah, I can do that.
Steven, you
know,
want to
I'm
run the
all
1K
about
with
the
us?
service.
Me, Steven,
I'm
and
all
Sanders,
about the service.
We'll run 1K, and then you just bring us water.
I can get a bicycle.
Can you ride a bike
bicycle
with a horn? Bop, bop. Okay, I'll let that go.
Okay. All right. Remember to like our page and share it with 5 friends and ask them to like our page. And if you'd like to advertise your business or event, just go to nycu.fm and submit an inquiry. Somebody from our office will get in contact with you. We're going to go ahead and do a small business spotlight really quick.
You know what?
What?
We didn't say nothing about the Black Wall Street rally.
I did.
You did?
I did. Did I not say the rally?
No.
We just
supposed to
mentioned the
rep your
conversation.
city. What?
I did say rep your city.
I don't even see it. Black Wall Street rally.
Yeah, I said
14 to the 16th.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? We're gonna be hosting the Divine Nine. So
you wanted to say that part.
yeah, I just
okay.
wanna say that.
Oh,
I'm
my
just
bad.
saying there's a lot going on, and y'all
There's
gonna
a
see
lot
us a
going
lot.
on.
So don't y'all get tired. Look, we don't get tired of seeing y'all. So don't get tired of seeing us doing festival season. Cause we outside, Damali.
We be outside and it ain't our fault. They just keep calling us, and we like,
We
okay,
just want to answer because we're going to good vibes, good energy.
right.
That's what the goal is.
We're gonna be outside, and everybody remember that Greenwood is sacred grounds.
Hey,
Thank you.
say that again.
Greenwood is sacred grounds, and we want to have fun and peace out there.
That's right.
Yeah,
Leave your problems.
Listen,
on other
mental
streets.
wellness.
yeah.
Don't bring them down there.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. Okay, so it's time for our small business spotlight, where we highlight businesses bringing culture, connection, and good energy to our community. Today, we're shining the spotlight on RJ's Lounge, located at 10 North Greenwood, Suite 105 in Tulsa. RJ's Lounge is a vibrant spot in the historic Greenwood area where people can come together to relax, enjoy music, and experience the culture of community. Whether you're looking to unwind, connect with friends, or enjoy a night out, RJ's offers an inviting atmosphere rooted in good vibes and community connection. It's more than a lounge. It's a place to gather and enjoy the culture. If you'd like to learn more or plan your visit, you can call RJ's Lounge at 918-230-3788, or you can just go to 10 North Greenwood Avenue, Suite 105. Support local, support culture, and support the businesses that bring community together.
Just like that. If I can, I want to give a shout out to my granddaughter, Corman Warner. She's going to be running track today. Her final track meet in Carl Albert.
Come on.
Oklahoma City. Well,
Carmen,
that
get 'em.
competition
Get 'em.
for McLean and Booker T, Carl Albert.
Yeah, Carl Albert.
Carl
Yeah.
Albert used to be in the mix.
Yeah.
Well, she run that. So to my grandbaby, do your thing. Papa won't to be there, but I got a little event today. But I'm sending my love and my athlete. I can run back in the day. I can't run now, but I get you some water.
All right. Remember, the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this program belong solely to the host, their guest, Lieutenant Sanders, and not necessarily to this station, affiliate, organization, committee, or other group or individual associated with NYCU.FM or KBOB 89.9 FM.
Gotta go. Happy birthday, Lieutenant DeLorean Sanders.
birthday.
Damali kicked it off, and then you ended it. And
Yes.
we're going to end the show on that.
Oh,
You did
okay.
Wake Up Morning Show with Charles and Damali. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Jim, 10 o'clock. Be there or be square because we're going to be there.
Yes.
See y'all
Oh,
tomorrow.
it's my niece's birthday. Happy birthday, niece.
Happy birthday, niece.